You know we're serious when we are buttoned up to the top, but we got to get into this right now because this draft starts in about 20 seconds. Now, the reason this is going to be a very serious stream is because we are, yes, in a $10 underdog draft right now. This is the Flock Community Contest 11, and I'm sure maybe we do a couple of these in this stream. But we are in another draft lobby. We are in the Mastiff. There are 3 spots open in this. This is indeed a $1,000 tournament. I've been trying to draft a team in this, and it's been impossible to fill. But now that there are only 3 spots open, I think that we have a real shot to fill a Mastiff draft and to show you what a $1,000 fantasy football draft looks like on the live stream. So super exciting. We get pick 6 here, and pick 6 at the same time is the best pick that you can open up a fantasy football draft with. We're going to get one of the top 6 options. This is either going to be Barkley or Jefferson. In the Flock League, I ended up getting Saquon Barkley falling to me. In this draft, it looks like it ends up being Justin Jefferson. If you're inside the top 6 picks of your fantasy football league, these are the 6 most valuable players. Don't get it twisted. Don't take anybody else. But thank you, everybody, for coming to join with us. Jordan asking how to join a draft. I always leave the link in the description as well as the comment section that says draft with us here. This is Underdog Fantasy. These are best ball drafts. So again, it's not going to replace your main fantasy football league. You actually don't even submit your starting lineup in this. It's automatically done for you at the end of every single week. At the same time, no waiver wire. At the same time, no trades. So it's just some extra fun on the side with some extra drafts. But we do these every single night in the live stream. And right now, we are in the Flock Community Contest 11. And this is actually a tournament that Underdog drops every Sunday night, every Tuesday night, and every Friday night for us to draft together in. It's a $10 entry, $10,000 to first place. The advancement in this tournament structure is the top scoring team in your regular season first 14 weeks will advance to the fantasy playoff tournament. There in week 15, you'll have to go up against one person. Week 16, you'll have to go up against one person. Week 17, you have to go up against 99 people. And if you were the highest scoring team, you turn $10 into $10,000. So we are about to be on the clock. And if you were wanting to get on Underdog, I would say now's the best time because they actually just dropped the $5 Puppy 4 tournament. And you definitely want to be in the lower dollar tournaments if you are new for sure. And with that being said, they have a new offer that if you are new to Underdog Fantasy and you sign up with code FLOCK, if you play $5, you're going to get $50 added into your account. Plus, on top of that, you'll get all of our 2025 Fantasy Football Draft Guide cheat sheets emailed to the email address that you signed up to Underdog Fantasy with. So highly recommend taking advantage of that. And we always put the link in the description and comment section and live chat for these live streams. But let's get this going. Daniel says, when is the next Flock League coming out? I don't know when the next Flock League video is coming out, to be honest with you. I'll have to ask the editor. So we go Brock Bowers here at pick 19. I mean, Bowers, in my opinion, is just kind of an auto pick at this point. I would take Bowers after. It's crazy to see London sneaking his way up this early in drafts. Take London over Genty seems very rich for me. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe London is just going to straight up crush this year and make me feel horrible forever trading him away, but we'll see. Don't know if y'all saw, but Najee Harris seems like he may be good to go week 1. And if that is going to be the case, Amari and Hampton there at pick 24 definitely doesn't look as exciting. Now, am I panicking over Najee? No, because he's missed so much time. Hampton's the better running back. So I'd expect that Hampton probably is just a workhorse in that case. And still, it is somewhat concerning. Now, maybe I need to tweet this out. But I really want to. Kyron Williams goes to 29. Let's see. We're not going to take Trey McBride. We're going to take Jackson Smith and Jigba. I actually feel bad about taking Brock Bowers there at 19, knowing that Trey McBride made it to us at 30. I mean, I would definitely prefer Trey McBride at 30 in comparison to Bowers at 19. So for this draft, we should have passed on Bowers. But Jason says, what's up, Mason? Just signed up to Underdog with code FLOCK. Do I need to deposit those $5 for the draft sheets? Yeah, so Underdog sends me a list of all the email addresses that signed up to Underdog with code FLOCK and deposited at least $10. So for you to get the $50 bonus, you just have to play $5 on Underdog. But for you to get the draft sheets, you do need to deposit 10. Okay. Brad says, what's your favorite in-season Underdog game? To be honest with you, I don't do many Underdog drafts during the year, just because during the season I'm so focused in on redraft that, yeah, I don't do a ton of like battle royales. I know people absolutely love doing the battle royales and have a ton of fun with them, but I don't do a ton, to be honest with you. Okay. Tet McMillan goes at 35. Garrett Wilson goes at 36. And now there are only 2 spots open in that $1,000 draft. So it's looking pretty damn good. And yeah, Ladd McConkey fell pretty far in this Underdog draft. Definitely on Underdog, wide receivers are going to get squeezed up. And for you to get Ladd McConkey in the same round that Tet McMillan goes, does look pretty good. Jordan says, hey, man, if it's not okay, but on X, can I send you my team and can you rate it? If not, we do the team reviews through flockfantasy.com. So I'm definitely not going to be doing them through like social media platforms. And speaking of flockfantasy.com, all hell broke loose earlier today, just in case you don't know, but the site went down for a bit. We've never seen this much traffic on the site before. So we actually had to Xavier Worthy goes 42. We will take, yeah, we'll go. Do we want Brees? No, we'll go Kenneth Walker. No running backs in the first 3 rounds. I think we can afford to just go ahead and reach on them. But we have never experienced this much traffic before on flockfantasy.com. And it ended up crashing the site for about 20 minutes. And I mean, dear God, the amount of messages I got was insane. But we had to upgrade the servers, but they are upgraded and we are back online about 20 to 30 minutes later. So if you try to get on flockfantasy.com earlier today, it was like a 30-minute period where we are down, but we are good to go. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. It is a good problem to have. I mean, it was definitely scary. I open up Discord and we just have 1,000 messages in our face. So, but it is a good problem to have. But Brees Hall makes it all the way down to pick 52 in this one. Which, Brees to pick 52 seems like a good pick. Egbuka off. We will take Jalen Waddle. Actually, do we want Waddle? Yeah, we'll take Waddle. Yeah. In your regular fantasy football draft, you're definitely not taking Jalen Waddle over the running backs here. You should go Chuba Hubbard. You should go with Alvin Kamara. But here in these Underdog drafts, wide receivers are going to be a little bit harder to come by. And running back values late are going to be really nice. So we'll take Waddle at 54. Okay. Now Rice goes 56. Chuba goes 57. Harvey at 58. I know a lot of people are a little concerned when it comes to J.K. Dobbins currently being the starting running back for the Denver Broncos. Like, we put out our running back rankings tier list earlier, like maybe an hour or two ago on the site. And we had people saying, like, how can you rank the rookies this high when they're backups? It's like, you're not really ranking or drafting the rookies there for their early season production. Your season rankings should look very different than your week 1 rankings. Subaru says, when is the $1,000 draft? The second that it fills. I am currently sitting in the lobby of the $1,000 draft, and there are 2 spots there. So we are going to hop in that right when this is done. And we will take Chris Olave here. We'll be fine with Olave at 67. And hopefully we get some running back values late, because if not, it's going to look a little ugly. But one thing that we've been doing in the live Q&As is for every 100 likes we get on the stream, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So let me know when we hit 100 likes, and please let me know when we hit 200 likes, 300 likes, etc. Because we are going to be giving away free start set questions and trade questions on flockfantasy.com. So please let me know when we hit 100 likes so I can pull up the first name. And it'll be obviously to the people in this stream that are getting those free questions and getting those. Okay. People are saying we're already at 100. Okay. Good to know. So in that case, if you want a free start set question and trade questions vouchers on flockfantasy.com, if you have an account, it can be an account that bought a season pass, can be a free account, whatever it is. Just spam your account username in the chat right now, and I can go ahead and I can pick somebody at random, and we can give you all the free stuff. So just go ahead and like drop your username like these other people are doing, and then we'll pick someone randomly. We'll do it right after we make this pick at 78. Okay, so Sam Laporta off at 76. I know our plan A and our plan B. Jennings goes, we'll take Aaron Jones. I think you can go Caleb Johnson in a non-flock underdog tournament. The issue with the flock underdog tournaments will be that only one team in your 12-team draft is going to advance to the playoffs. So Caleb Johnson not scoring points at the beginning of the season is going to hurt more. But let me go ahead. Let's just pick somebody randomly from the chat here. Let's just scroll up and down. Perfect. We got somebody random. So this is going to be Steve266. Let me look you up and see if you have an account with code FLOCK. And if so, let's get you some freebies sent your way. And then every 100 likes that we hit on streams from here on out, we'll be doing this. So when we hit 200, please let me know and we'll do it again. So Steve26674. Okay. Steve, you're not loading for me. I don't know if you didn't use code FLOCK. I don't know what. But let's pick up somebody else. La Fabio. Let's check this. La Fabio. Okay. Can't find this either. Let's try mute bars. Are y'all just giving me your YouTube names, not your site names? I think that's what it is. Should read M785. Read M785. Okay, perfect. Here's somebody with something. Okay. We got Reed. Actually has a draft bundle. So you should already have some free start set questions and got the season pass. So you should already have some free trade questions and start set questions, but we just hooked you up with some more, my guy. So you should have some extra ones on your account now. And we'll take Jalen Warren here. Like I said, I think in the flock tournaments where only one team's going to make the playoffs, it is very important to get those guys that are going to score early. But let's move this over. So now wide receiver, we have Jefferson, JSN, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave. Running back, we have Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, Jalen Warren. And then tight end, we have Brock Bowers. Don't love the team, which I feel like is always the case when you take Bowers. It's just hard to contextualize. Like, hey, having that elite level tight end, of course, is going to mean that your running backs and wide receivers look a little weak. Okay. Now, after Jalen Warren, you have J.K. Dobbins. And again, a lot of people are steaming up Dobbins with the reports saying that he is going to be a starting running back, which I don't deny. I think that's probably going to be the case to open up the year. But the question is, how long can he hold on to the job? And there's still 2 spots open in that $1,000 draft. I'll keep y'all posted on that for when we need to switch over. Obviously, I'm not wanting to miss a single pick over there. Okay. Let's see. Evan Ingram goes at 98. Mark Andrews goes at 99. Okay, what is going to happen here? I think I know who we want. We'll see if we get him. We want Cooper Kupp to pair with JSN, and that's exactly who we get. We get Kupp here to pair with JSN, kind of the last wide receiver in this range. And it isn't maybe embarrassing to admit, maybe it's not, but I actually do draft a lot of Cooper Kupp at like wide receiver 50. Like if you go over to the site and you look at Cooper Kupp from a points per game perspective over the past few years, like we are drafting him about 28 spots lower than he's ever finished before. Now, of course, he's been injured for 3 seasons straight since he was the Triple Crown winner in 2021. But Cooper Kupp's never finished lower than a wide receiver 24. Now, obviously, he's old. I mean, we can pull up the range of outcomes tool here. And honestly, I don't know if I've seen that with Kupp. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Range of outcomes is no bueno. Was Cooper Kupp really 31 last year? I thought he was 30. Oh, my. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Me drafting Cooper Kupp's probably bad. Yeah, I'm be honest with you. I thought Cooper Kupp was 31. The dude's 32. Similar age, 31 seasons. Adam Thielen, 2021. Malcolm Floyd, Cole Beasley, DeAndre Hopkins, Pierre Garçon, Golden Tate, Steve Smith. Every single one of these wide receivers got worse from 31 to 32. Every single one. And you have worse quarterback play with Cooper Kupp as well. So maybe we should not be as excited about this. Now, let's move over. So best wide receivers would be Shaheed, Bateman, Kirk. Best running backs are Brian Robinson, Scattaboo. Tight ends, Tucker Kraft, David Njoku. Not particularly interested in tight ends, given the fact that we do have Brock Bowers. So we'll go ahead. We'll take Cam Scattaboo. I know that we were very underweight Cam Scattaboo early in the offseason. If y'all remember, he used to get drafted ahead of Tyrone Tracy when we were doing these drafts right after the NFL draft. And essentially what I said with the Giants running backs is I'll just take whichever one's cheaper. So back then we were drafting a lot of Tyrone Tracy, but now we've been drafting a decent amount of Cam Scattaboo, not as much Tracy. So kind of we flipped our stances with these guys as the prices have flipped. Okay, so let's move this over. And people saying that we are at 200 likes. So please, it doesn't matter if you got a season pass or if you have a free account, as long as you have an account on flockfantasy.com and you used code FLOCK when you set it up. Please spam your username in the chat and we'll give out another free start set question and trade question to someone. Paul says, are there any hints you could give us about what's going on in the Flock League? There are 2 trades that you haven't seen, and I think that's about it. And we've been discussing how we're going to pick schedules and stuff. Okay, let me pick somebody random here. So let's see. We picked Noah saying, I love you, Mason. I don't think that's your name in the Flock League. Let's pick somebody else. So not Flock League, flockfantasy.com. Okay, we picked JP's. So let's check out JP's, and crap, we are on the clock. And we'll do anything but take Brian Robinson. So we're going to take JJ McCarthy. We have Aaron Jones. We also have Justin Jefferson. So we can make the one consolidated bet that JJ McCarthy surprises to the upside. And maybe that's how we turn $10 into $10,000. But let's see. JP's, I found you. It looks like this is a free account, but I'd be super happy to get you set up with a couple things here, my friend. So here's a free start set question, and here's a free trade question. Thanks for hanging out in the live stream. And please, everyone, let me know when we hit 300 likes. Steven says $10 or 10,000. I'm sorry, 1,000. We are in a $10 Flock Underdog tournament right now. We are waiting for the $1,000 draft to fill. There are 2 spots open in the $1,000 Mastiff Underdog tournament if anybody was crazy enough to get in with us. Now, this obviously goes without being said, but If you cannot afford to lose $1,000, for the love of God, do not enter. And also, if you have not done any drafts on Underdog before, for the love of God, do not make $1,000 draft your first one. Underdog is $5 drafts for you to hop in, and that's where you should be getting in. Okay, Ben says, what's the prize pool for the $1,000 draft? The prize pool for the $1,000 draft is it's $1,000 buy-in, 240 entries, 50,000 to first, 25,000 to second, 12,500 to third, 10,000 to fourth, and then you can see everything else down here. But smaller field contest, which I'm trying to get in, because I want to. Noah says, Mason, I love you, Mason is my username. Okay, if that's your username, technically you won, so I will make you right now the winner of the 300 like competition. If I can find you. Yep, I can find you. So we're going to skip the 300 like competition because I screwed Noah over earlier. So let me hook you up with the free stuff, my friend. I see that you've got a bunch of questions on the site. And you have the season pass, which I appreciate you for. So I just sent you over another free trade and another free start set question. But you got the season pass, so you should already have a couple on your account too. So you should have a bunch with you. Tate says, how do I do a super chat? The only paid questions we have are through the website. What is this team doing? This team takes Trevor Lawrence. Michael Penix doesn't stack anything for us. We do have some stacking options later on. We could go Jake Ferguson, call it a day at tight end. Trey Benson's probably my preferred running back. Let's take Trey Benson. F it. I think Quinshon Judkins is very interesting in other Underdog tournaments, but here this one's just tough again because only one team's going to advance to the playoff tournament. Okay. Teal says, hey, it gives me an error every time I try to purchase the season pass on Flock Fantasy. Just curious if it's just me or a common issue. Has anybody else experienced that? I know the site was down for about 30 minutes earlier today because we had too much traffic, but I haven't heard that before unless it was in that 30-minute period. I don't know if you're trying right now, but if anybody else has seen that, let me know. That wouldn't be great. Okay. Now we have Hollywood going at 143. Quinshon Judkins goes 142 in this draft. Chess says, have you moved Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt up your best ball rankings? So I don't have best ball rankings posted on the website. I only have rankings for dynasty leagues and your regular redraft leagues. So if you're drafting on like Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, those leagues we have rankings on the website for. And with that being said, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt has been updated in those. I think he's right around my like running back 30. Okay, so Cam Ward off the board. Do we take an unstacked Michael Penix? I think we are going to. Stacking's obviously very important in these Underdog tournaments, and it's still important in the Flock tournament on Underdog, don't get me wrong, but it's not as critical as those super large field contests where you have to play a bunch of people in week 15 and week 16. K-Rob says, have you ever got $1,000 league to fill yet? No, this is the closest we've ever been with 2 people. 2 spots are open in the $1,000 draft. So it looks like it's going to happen tonight. I think so. Eric says, man, it sucks living in Ontario. No Underdog for us. Yes, I've maybe forgot to say this earlier in the stream, but these are the states that Underdog Fantasy is available in. You can see the map here. It's also available in Canada, everywhere outside of Ontario. But in the United States specifically, it's available in almost every single state. There are a handful that it's not in, but it's in all the big ones. Okay. Nick Chubb goes 156. MGD asking how you can link the Flock League to your flockfantasy.com account. If you were wanting to link the Flock League to your My Teams page, like this, I can get you the league ID, but also where you just go through and you just copy and paste it with Sleeper. But also the devs are about to have a big time update to the My Teams page. And I believe that with the big site update that's coming very soon, it's automatically going to be done for you as well. We'll take Tua here to stack up with Jalen Waddle. And when we start our draft off with McCarthy as our first quarterback and pick 126, we're definitely going to take 3 QBs. Brian says, no Nevada, weird. I guess they're protecting the casinos, in my opinion, or my guess, that's what it is. It's like DFS isn't allowed in Nevada, and the casinos are very powerful. Take Flight Tan says, finally paid for your content this year. Well worth it so far. Really appreciate it. And if you think it's worth it now, I can promise you it's going to be even better. The devs have been working all weekend trying to get the newest update out. It looks like it may be coming out tonight for y'all. Hopefully, I can't give any guarantees, but you will love the updates. But yeah, we've had so much positive feedback with the season pass. And like I said, like a site actually crashed earlier today. We've had so many people getting it. So season pass, definitely, we took a risk doing it just because it was a third of the price of our usual annual subscription, but it seems like it worked out. Okay, Chig goes 173. And I think here we probably take our second tight end. We're going to take Cade Otton. This will be the only other tight end that we draft with the Bowers team. I think Cade Otton actually does see a bump up considering the fact that you have the Jalen McMillan injury, you have the Godwin injury. So the concern with him is obviously he well exceeded this cost last year just off of raw volume. But the concern is when you have the deepest and the best wide receiver room in the league, that the tight end that doesn't have a super strong talent profile is just kind of going to be irrelevant. But now, with so many injuries to the wide receiver room, it looks like he has to be relevant. Okay. Mania Head says, took spot 11 for the Mastiff. So there's only one spot open in the $1,000 draft. So it looks like that $1,000 draft is filling tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And the 300 like giveaway was given to the person with the username I love you Mason that we accidentally screwed. Teal says, don't worry, got the season pass, made the account earlier today. I think the thing crashed. Okay, so you just tried to do it when the site was down for the 30 minutes, so you're good to go now. Perfect. Happy to hear that, my friend. And yeah, I haven't heard anybody trying to buy the season pass and it not let them. If that would be the case, that would not be a very strong. It would be very dumb if we did not try to get that fixed right away. And that $1,000 draft just filled, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's about. Our highest buy-in of the year. Let's get this going. And if you have not done so already, go down there, drop a like on this live stream. This is a $1,000 fantasy football draft. We have tried filling this for like a week now, unsuccessfully. But here it is. And this will be our highest buy-in draft of the year. And we get, arguably, in my opinion, the worst pick in the entire draft. We get pick 8. So we are going to have to be digging ourselves out of a hole from the very jump. You don't like it, but we're going to be dealing with it. And let's freaking go. Tonight is the night is right. And I am really hoping that we will get Kyle Pitts at pick 8. Now, obviously, you never know. These drafters are very sharp. They're willing to spend $1,000 in a fantasy football draft. So maybe they're smart enough to know that they should not let us get Kyle Pitts. But you never know. It may end up happening. But let's freaking go. Let's go. Okay. Barkley goes at 3. And I still got to do that $10 draft on the side here. We got 2 picks left. We got the big Q in the last round, so we should be in a nice little spot. Okay. Jefferson goes at 4. So Ron starts with the receiver over Gibbs effectively. So I assume we see Gibbs, Barkley go at 5 and 6, but you never know. I mean, here it does look like wide receivers getting pushed up a bit with CeeDee Lamb off at 2. Other draft, we're going to go Michael Wilson, and we were going to take probably another running back in the other one. So Bijan Robinson, actually, I'm an idiot. Barkley went at 3. Interesting to see Barkley, the first running back off the board in this. So you assume that you get Bijan and Gibbs at 5 and 6, right? You'd assume you get Bijan and Gibbs 5, 6. How crazy? Okay, I was going to say, how crazy would it be if we get Gibbs at 8? CMC goes 7, so it looks like we're taking a receiver here. Spam the chat. Who do you want us to take? Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll take any of those 4 names. Whatever y'all say is what we're going to go with. In my opinion, they're all the same. So if y'all tell me one guy's much better than the other, I'll listen to y'all. Looks like we got a lot of Nico and a lot of Malik. We'll take Malik. Looks like we had a lot of Nico and a lot of Malik. We haven't drafted a ton of Malik Neighbors this year, but maybe I'm getting suckered in for the preseason. Maybe this is something that I shouldn't care nearly as much about. But to be honest with you, it does give me some excitement for the Giants' upside to see that Jackson Dart may actually have some life in him. So we go Neighbors. I think the Giants' upside looks a little better based off Jackson Dart. Like, it's hard to ignore what Dart did this preseason. And in my opinion, I think Malik Neighbors is the 3rd most talented wide receiver in the league. My only holdup on him ever is just the overall offensive environment. Okay. See, Joe says Dart should not play this season. I would bet any amount of money that Dart plays this year. Literally anything. I'll bet what's remaining of my hairline that Jackson Dart plays this year. That's how confident I am. Okay, Derrick Henry goes 13. Genty 14. London 15. Ooh, God. Hey, we got H-An on the thumbnail. Oh, I wanted H-An. God, what are we going to do now? I think it's just A.J. Brown. I don't think we can go Chase Brown. I don't think we can go with Bucky Irving. I don't think we go running back here. I think we take A.J. Brown and we send up a prayer that we get a running back faller. We'll see. I was hoping we got H-An. Reports are saying that H-An's going to go, has had no setbacks. He's going to play week 1. But we'll settle for A.J. Brown. We'll run it. And we're starting this draft off with Malik Neighbors, A.J. Brown. Now, we will see what happens. If you are not familiar with these underdog drafts, it is relatively easy to get a running back in the middle rounds. It isn't the hardest thing. Now, am I going to say that it's a guarantee that we find some running backs in the middle rounds that we like? No. Like, you're definitely taking a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. And you actually do see the wide receivers going here in the middle of round 2. Like, we see T. Higgins off the board at 19, which that seems a little rich to me. We see Ladd McConkey going before the running backs like Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs. I would not have taken Ladd there. I do view A.J. Brown at a different tier than Ladd McConkey. So, like, I am okay with what we did, to be honest. I'm okay with it. Is it the best thing in the world? No, but it's not going to be the worst. Okay, Bucky Irving does go off the board at pick 23, so that's that little tier of running backs that you'd expect to go here. So the biggest surprise that I've seen so far in this draft is really T. Higgins at 19. I mean, Nico Collins was a pretty big faller. I know when we asked y'all what you wanted, the majority of y'all's were between Malik Neighbors and Nico Collins there in the first round. So maybe it's a surprise to see Nico fall all the way down to 12. Jonathan Taylor goes at 24. That was kind of expectations. Will be interesting to see where the elite quarterbacks go at this point. Like, do we get Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson off the board here? And we are at 400 likes on the stream, so please, if you have an account on flockfantasy.com and you used promo code FLOCK and you want a free start set question vouchers and free trade question vouchers, spam your flockfantasy.com username in the chat right now, and we'll give one away. Trey McBride goes 25, so we have the elite tight end off the board before the elite quarterbacks. And let's pick one of y'all's random names. Let me look over to the side. Let's pick one, not take too much time with this. And it's going too fast for us. Okay, T. Steve is getting this thing. All right, T. Steve. Zero 3. All right, I can't find you. We're going to have to move to somebody else. We're going to move to Castillo 65. Castillo 65. All right. I found Castillo 65. Tyreek Hill off the board here in the third. Yeah, that team that goes running back, kind of has no other option but to take the wide receiver there in the third. But we got you, Castillo. Let me go ahead and let me hook you up with that free trade question. And we're sending you over a free start set as well. So now we have both of the elite quarterbacks off the board with both Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Jaden Daniels sneaks his little butt up to pick 30. So, ooh. Let's see what this team, here this team, you'd assume they go wide receiver. They have no wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. Is that what they decide to do here in round 3? They go Mike Evans, so it is. I'm going to take our first running back in Kyren Williams, unless y'all have something else to say. Spam the chat. Who do you want? Kyren, Harrison, JSN. I'm thinking Kyren. Maybe y'all are thinking something else in the chat. But yeah, we got Kyren. Have to go Kyren. Kyren. Hurts. Kyren. JSN, Kyren. It looks like most people are in on Kyren as well. We got it mixed in. James Cook there. The reality of it is, like, James Cook we could get in the 4th round, right? So let's go ahead and let's take the true bell cow running back in Kyren Williams. And if we were using like a redraft draft sheet that we have made, Kyren Williams would be by far and away the best player. Now, in underdog draft specifically, maybe it's a little bit tougher, but we started off wide receiver, right, with the expectations that we were going to get some pretty strong running back values here in the middle rounds. So I like the team so far. And I know we haven't said this yet, but just in case y'all want to support the stream, just in case y'all want to win a fantasy football league this year, the season pass for flockfantasy.com is still live. You get access to all our draft sheets, not only mine, but all the other creators on the site. Plus, you get access to all the tools on the site, including the range of outcomes, the player comparison, the trade calculator, the trade finder, the My Teams page. Plus, you get access to updated weekly rankings and rest of season rankings that will be updated every single week until January 1st. And if you use code FLOCK, you get free start set questions and trade question vouchers from me. And it's only $34. Not even a subscription. It's a one-time payment. It is not only the best resource for you to win your fantasy football league this year, but at the same time, it is the cheapest. And I think there are a lot of people getting ready for their leagues at this point because we sold more today than we've ever had by far. And so many of y'all were on the site today that it crashed and we had to upgrade our servers. So Sent the link out in the chat. It's the one that says 2025 season pass. But Tet McMillan off the board. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we go a little Hurtsy Hurts. We saw Jaden Daniels go off the board at pick 30. We're seeing these quarterbacks get steamed up a bit. I'm a little bit nervous about maybe taking Breece Hall here. I love me some Xavier Worthy, but if we have A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts is just a fine pick to make. So we're going to take a little Hurtsy Hurts. I'm not going to think twice about it. I think we're in a pretty good spot with the squad. So now wide receiver, we have Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Running back, we have Kyron Williams. And then we have Jalen Hurts for the stack. So I'm feeling good about it. Feeling good about it. And Kenneth Walker off the board at 43. We have Xavier Worthy going at 44. Worthy was the highest ranked player according to ADP at that last pick. And it looks like we are about 40 likes away from hitting 500. So hit that like button, and we're going to be giving away a few more start sit questions and trade questions when we get to 500 likes. Okay. Let's see. JMO goes pick 45 next to Worthy. Let's see. What is the falling value at this point? Metcalf goes. I'd assume you just see like a pretty big run on wide receivers. The main thing that I'm going to be interested to see is where does Breece Hall get drafted? Where is Breece off the board? Breece goes 47 to the team at 2. They started off with the anchor wide receiver of CeeDee Lamb and then follow it with the trio of running backs, Bucky Irving, Amari Hampton, and Breece Hall. So this is one hell of a start. Okay. This is super interesting. Okay. So I'm assuming that team at the 2 hole, they're having to take a wide receiver there at pick 50, right? Just assume that they kind of have to. Terry McLaurin off the board at 48. Chuba goes 49. Chuba would have been a phenomenal pick if he would have made it to us at 56. Okay, it looks like we just hit 500 likes. So put your Flock Fantasy username in the chat and we'll go ahead and give away more questions. Sutton goes 50. Yeah, you were assuming, again, that team at 2 had to go with the wide receiver. The thing is, when it looks like we are going to be on the clock, it's all going to be wide receivers that we're looking at, right? Unless we wanted to go with like Kamara, which Kamara for sure could be in play for us. Okay. Let's see. CG23. Let's see if we can find you on the site to give you a couple free questions. CG. Gotcha. CG23. It looks like this is a free account on the site, but I found you. And here you go, free start sit. And we'll get you a free trade, but let's make sure we're showing the draft board. So you should have a couple free vouchers on your account. Good to go, my guy. Rashee Rice off 54. Rice would have been a scary pick here, but maybe we would have done it. Don't tease me like this. Do not tease me like this. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Mission accomplished. You can let me know in the chat what you want, but the fact of the matter is I don't give a damn because we were able to pull it off. We were able to get my favorite round 5 wide receiver, not only my favorite round 5 wide receiver, but we were able to stack him with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. So we're rolling with the Eagles double stack. Fly, Eagles, fly. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, all in the same squad. We have Kyron Williams, the anchor running back, holding us down. And we are looking nice and pretty. Go Birds, baby. Go Birds. And this is exciting. Now, obviously, If Saquon Barkley goes out there and he crushes to the same extent that he did last year, and this is a team that just runs the ball over and over and over again, we may not be that well off when it comes to passing volume in Philly. If this repeats what it did, say, a year ago. But if Barkley goes down, if the Eagles defense regresses just a bit and the passing volume is forced to go in a positive direction, realistically, you could see the value being there on A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Devonta Smith all at the same time. So I love this. Absolutely love it. Okay. Miguel says, thanks to the cheat sheet, I dominated my Yahoo draft. Started with Amon-Ra, Neighbors, Chase Brown, and Daniels. That is incredible. Congrats on that beautiful start. Okay. Joe Burrow off 63. Unstacked. So let's see what we're going to get here. Come to Papa. Rome goes. Do we want Swift? Spam the chat. Do you want Swift or Olave? Swift for RB2 or Olave for wide receiver 4? Spam it. Let me know. Okay. We got somebody saying Pacheco. Somebody saying Pollard. But it looks like the majority of people saying Swift. Got a couple Debos mixed in. No way I'm going Debo here. So we will take DeAndre Swift as our second running back off the board. And hopefully that's what you voted for. Okay. Somebody throwing in a mix-in. Trying to get me to light $1,000 on fire. Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on here? $1,000 is about what? 34 season passes. Trying to get me to light 34 season passes on fire. Nerd Space says, I have no faith in the Bears this season. I was going to say some funny Caleb references, but we're going to refrain. I will refrain from doing so. And I feel good about this little running back room now. Or maybe it would have been scarier if we did not get this, but I think we went the safe route. I don't know if we went the route with upside, but we're okay. We are A-okay. Deebo Samuel makes it all the way down to 71. The thing is, if you're taking Jaden Daniels at 30, why are you taking Daniels at 30 if you're not going to take Deebo when he falls past ADP to you? And you'll take a different wide receiver instead. Like, you take Daniels at 30, you either go Terry McLaurin in round 4 or you take Deebo Samuel if he falls. But, I mean, I think you could very easily make an argument of Matthew Golden over him. I just don't know why you would take Daniels in that case. Okay. So, Tony Pollard goes at 72 with Jerry Jeudy. I assume that we would get a little more Jeudy hype with the announcement of Flacco being the starter, but looks like most people don't care. Dylan says, what you looking all fancy like that for? Said at the very beginning of the stream, but if you're in a $1,000 draft and you don't button it all the way up, how are your opponents going to know that you mean business? How could they possibly know? Aaron Jones off the board at 75. I'd assume Ron here takes a receiver, but I could be wrong. I'd assume the team after probably takes a receiver. I bet we get a couple wide receiver picks. Yep. We see Shakir off the board for Allen. Laporta goes 77. I probably would have taken Laporta if he would have made it to us at 80. Laceless Shoe says, I needed that Flacco news. I've got 25% Jeudy right now. Here's what's going to happen, right? Ooh, come on. Come to Papa. He's waiting. Let's see what happens. Jennings goes, F me. What the hell do we do? Do we go Josh Downs? Do we go Jaden Reed? Both banged up wide receivers. Do we go with the backup running back, Caleb Johnson? Spam the chat and help me know. Dear God, what do we possibly do here? We could go Downs and Pittman on the way back. Call it a day at wide receiver, really. And then hammer running backs in after. We got a lot of people saying Caleb. We'll take Caleb. We'll panic. I'll panic pick Caleb. I was thinking Downs. The chat seemed like wanted Caleb. And ooh, I'm going to remember this. When Caleb is done and dusted and he is the third string running back behind Gainwell and Downs is the top 24 wide receiver with Daniel Jones slinging, I'm not going to let y'all forget this. Josh Downs could be the next Wan'Dale Robinson. You never know. And if he is, that'll just cost me $1,000. Okay, Keon Coleman off at 85. Kelsey goes 86 to the Mahomes team. Hawkinson off 87. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to say we missed out on Josh Downs. Don't let me miss out on Michael Pittman Jr. We will take Pittman. Again, I think he gets the bump up with Daniel Jones being the starter. We kind of need a receiver here, to be honest with you. And I would rather have Pittman over the other guys like Darnell Mooney, Cooper Kupp, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll go ahead and take him. We have Warren going at 92. I'd assume we see Tyrone Tracy go at 93. Actually, no, Tyrone Tracy went to pick 90. Which, yeah, Tracy was probably the right pick there. Charbonnet goes 93. Okay. Mick says Gainwell is just the Jalen Warren stand-in. So all jokes aside, I mean, yeah, Caleb Johnson's going to be the backup running back to start the year. But the hope is he expands his role as the season goes on, as Jalen Warren's never really proven to be that effective. So we will send up a prayer that Caleb Johnson takes over as the starting running back halfway through the season. How many teams advance in the Mastiff to the playoffs? I should have probably looked at this before. I think it's 4. It's 3. Okay. 3 teams make it to the fantasy football playoff tournament out of the 12 drafted here. 3 teams make it. Resistant Oyster says next $1,000 draft topless for the science. Somebody gift 1,000 YouTube memberships and we'll do it for the science. Best Ball Monster says, does Flock even watch the games? His takes are horrendous. Thank you, Best Ball Monster, for your contribution. We really appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Now, Nerdspace says, I needed at least one more wide receiver before anything else. Yeah, you have like the first 50 wide receivers being relevant. And then outside of that, you are going to see a massive fall off with tiers. So we really did need to get somebody like Michael Pittman here. Okay. See Shaheed off 97. Okay. Grand Lake says, everyone knows Mason spins all the players on a roulette wheel to determine rankings. Here's what I do. I ask the Magic 8 Ball. Shake it, go. Should I put Jahmyr Gibbs at RB1? It says, probably not. I go, all right. I'll listen to you, Magic 8 Ball. You haven't failed me yet. Okay, so here's where things get ugly. Here's where things get difficult. Okay, here's what I think we're going to do. I think we go Dobbins for our 4th running back. Dobbins to counter out Caleb Johnson not producing early in the year. We get J.K. Dobbins to give us early season production, and then Caleb Williams gives us the late year push. So we'll take J.K. Dobbins at 104. I won't have the stones to take Joe Mixon here. I will send up a prayer that somebody takes Joe Mixon before me, so I don't have to consider it. And drafting Joe Mixon at 113 in a $1,000 draft seems bad. Passing on Joe Mixon at pick 113 in a $1,000 draft seems bad. So I do not know. Phil says, hey, Mason, thanks for reviewing my team last stream. You're welcome, my friend. Let me know if it was easy for you to get the team review. Let me know how that process was for you. Okay, so we got Caleb there, 105, stacked up with Rome. We have Drake May stacked up with Trevion Henderson. Joe Mixon goes 107, so we don't have to stress about it. Phil, I would do the same offer for Allen if you can. And then again, I think maybe we had some of those other offers in line for Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts as well. But Baker goes here at pick 108 to Igbuka. I think that's honestly a super easy play, and I would have 100% taken Baker there if I were them as well. Like kind of an auto pick if you have Igbuka to get Baker at pick 108. Okay. Axel says so close to 600. If you haven't already, hit that like button, and we are going to be giving away free vouchers when we hit 600 likes. I think we probably take Luther Burden here. Wide receivers about to get extremely thin. Evan Ingram could definitely, honestly, maybe Evan Ingram's the pick. I mean, it's going to be like Keenan Allen at wide receiver in the next round, though. No, based off how gross it's about to get at receiver, I think we have to take Luther Burden. You do not draft Luther Burden here if you're in a regular fantasy football draft. Predicting when you would be able to get him in your starting lineup would be close to impossible. It would be so damn hard. But specifically for these underdog drafts, just like Nerd Space Games is saying, it would be so scary to pass on the wide receiver here at 113 that I think we just absolutely have to take him. Like, you look at the ADP of wide receiver that's after this, and it's disgusting. But it looks like we had 600 likes on the stream, so spam the chat. Let me know what your flockfantasy.com username is, and we'd be happy to go ahead and hook you up with a free start set and trade. Okay. Goff, McCarthy both go. Dak here in the middle of the round as well. Okay, so let's pick somebody random. I swear this was random. I just kept on clicking and nothing would select. And he's been waiting. He's been waiting patiently. Let's see what it comes down to. Did Dylan sign up to flockfantasy.com with code FLOCK? Or did he use a different code? Let's see. Dylan P. I found you, Dylan. I found you, buddy. Free account. Let's go ahead and let's get you set up. Okay. So you should have a free start sit and a free trade question on your account now. So I appreciate you, my friend. I know it was rigged. Okay. Keenan Allen goes 121. Marvin Mims goes well. Mims actually played a ton of snaps with the starters, which is interesting. Ramondre off 123. Dalton Kincaid goes 124. Okay, Brian Robinson, handcuffed back off the board. Evan Ingram goes. I thought we were getting Ingram here. Any quarterback we would take at this point would be unstacked. Do we just take like an unstacked Herbert and unstacked Jordan Love? Looking at the receivers that are going to be available to us later. Packers, we have Romeo Doubs, and that's it. Chargers, we have Trey Harris and the Big Q. So let's do it. We are going to take an unstacked Justin Herbert. Our other stacking options in this draft would have been a very late Daniel Jones, a very late Jackson Dart. Am I that excited to take a Jackson Dart in $1,000 draft? No. I mean, I'll take Malik Neighbors going, hopefully Jackson Dart's good, and hopefully this raises Malik Neighbors' ceiling. But I don't know when we are going to actually have him playing. So we'll take Herbert, call it a day. Bigsby goes 132. Okay. And we are done at quarterback at this point after we take Hurts and Herbert. So now we are exclusively going running back, wide receiver, tight end. Resistant Oyster says, I would have gone with Ray Davis for the Week 17 correlation and backstack the Panthers or Titans. My friend, you have no idea what you're talking about for a $1,000 draft. This is not a Best Ball Mania draft with a 500-person final. This is a 10-person Week 17 tournament. The last thing you should ever be trying to optimize for in a tournament with 10 people in the final is a bring back Ray Davis. I think we take Ferg. I honestly, here's my thing. Dallas Goedert's the best tight end on the board. I know we have every Philadelphia Eagle imaginable. But I don't care. Goddard's the best player. Goddard's going to score the most points. I'm going to draft Dallas Goedert. So we'll take him at 137. We have people telling us that Dallas Goedert would be available in the 13th. Dallas Goedert has an ADP of 139. I took him at 137. I think he's probably not going to make it to 152. So go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. With this team in our highest buy-in and our team in the Flock League having Saquon Barkley, it looks like I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan this season. So we'll run it. We will run it. Viking Vlogs in Asia says, I'll bet you $1,000 Ferguson outscores Goddard this year, Mason. Only if you make your YouTube profile picture an actual profile picture yourself. Let me see what you look like, my friend. Let me make sure I'm talking to a real person. How am I going to know you're paying on this? Okay. Tatum says, what are you doing if Avery does the back-to-back? I'm deleting the channel. Clearly. Okay. So here, after we take Goddard, Ferg goes 140. Ray Davis, 139. Jordan Love goes 138. Okay. Let's see. Benson, 143. I would have liked Benson making it back to us in the 13th. The issue with wide receiver here is it's just such a flat tier. It's like, who the hell can you possibly draft? And says, I'm in a 16-player league. It's horrendous. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine how gross running back is this year in a 16-team draft. Okay. Let's see. Bryce Young, 145. So good for us to see the quarterbacks off the board now that we are done taking QBs. We're going to be up in 4 picks. Tight end's still in play. Like if Pitts were to make it to us, we could take Pitts. We are just running back, wide receiver, and tight ends. Okay. So Pitts does go, so we're not getting Pitts on the way back. Nice to see Tua go. Again, just good for us to have as many of these quarterbacks drafted as possible. Hopefully we get Michael Penix off soon. And real quick, if you have not done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will be live streaming every single day until Christmas. It's a pretty easy pick for us here to take Trey Harris. I'm underweight Trey Harris in general. He used to go way higher than this in drafts. But get the draft capital. You get the attachment to a good offense. We have Justin Herbert, so we're already making a bet on the Los Angeles Chargers offense. I think in a regular redraft league, Trey Harris would be a garbage pick because how the hell are you going to ever know to start him? But here in a best ball format, we're not going to have to worry about it. So we will take Trey Harris. And can y'all please let me know, did something happen with Joshua Palmer? Why is Joshua Palmer falling like this? I'm underweight Joshua Palmer. But what's the explanation for the 21 pick fall so far? And if we're on the clock with him available, it'll be a 24 pick fall. Okay. Someone says Palmer lost an eye. Fireworks accident, July 4th. Don't know if you heard of it. Okay, so Palmer goes, so we don't have to worry about us maybe missing out on some information and taking him. Thornton off the board at 159. Let's see. I think I know who we want. We'll see if we get him. We're going to take Leggett. I think Legette's been a riser given the potential Adam Thielen trade to Minnesota. Seems like they want to use Jalen Coker a little more like on special teams. I know everybody and their mom wants to say that Jalen Coker is a better wide receiver than Xavier Leggett. But even if it's true, if they put Leggett on the field and Jalen Coker on the bench, we are going to be running with the guy that's on the field. So we will take Leggett. Hope that Adam Thielen is a Minnesota Viking. And we'll run with it. Okay. Donnie asking if we're doing another $10 draft after this. Yes, we're going to do another $10 flock community tournament after this. So if y'all wanted to draft with us, again, we're going to be drafting on Underdog. You can always find the link in the description, comment section, live chat. If you use code FLOCK when you sign up, you're going to be getting all of our 2025 fantasy football draft guide sheets. And on top of that, when you play $5 on Underdog, they will add $50 into your account. Now, with that being said, of course, if you are new to Underdog, the last thing that you should ever do is go out there and join a $1,000 draft. For the love of God, don't do that. But they do have $5 drafts, where if you're new, I would recommend possibly going through and hopping in a $5 draft or two. Okay. So Thielen goes 169. We're definitely live to, at this point, take 6 running backs since it's a smaller field contest and 3 tight ends. Like, we may be done at wide receiver. Wide receiver, we have Malik Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Michael Pittman, Luther Burden, Trey Harris, and Leggett. Running back, Kyron Swift, Caleb Dobbins. Tight end, Dallas Goedert. Quarterback, we have the Eagles onslaught with Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. And we have Justin Herbert stacked up with Trey Harris. So overall, yeah, I think we can just look at running back and tight end. Isaac Tesla goes 173. Gino 174. What is B Wake doing? Goes Will Shipley. We'll take Zach Ertz. Somebody let me know in the chat. Did anything happen with Ertz? Is there a reason we get the 14 pick fall, or is it just the way of the board? I mean, but Zach Ertz would be great for this team, just given the target floor that we get with him and Dallas Goedert. Okay, people saying he's fine, so we're going to go ahead and we'll take him. Zach Ertz goes. Good for us to see the quarterbacks off. So, again, we're going to take 2 more running backs. We don't even have our running back 5 at this point. Rico Dowdle goes 178. What I'd be a little bit nervous about is I have spent more money on Nick Chubb in drafts this year than any other player. Now, I showed you all my exposures the second that we had the first news with Joe Mixon, where he was like, hey, this dude's not going to be playing. Prepare. When Nick Chubb used to be like going in around 17 and 18, that's when the vast majority of my drafts got Nick Chubb. So even though he is sitting with my most dollars invested into him, we've already had a bunch of closing line value ADP, but the scary thing is if we were to get him here at 185, he's just by far and away our most drafted player if we take him in a $1,000 one, but he goes, so we don't have to think about it. You know what I may do? Spam the chat. Do you want Chris Rodriguez or do you want Mason Taylor? If I were to go with the running back here, it'd be Chris Rodriguez. Spam the chat. Rodriguez or Mason Taylor. Who do you want? I'm not taking Roshan. Okay. First vote we got is Chris Rodriguez. Yeah, no Keaton Love. Looks like it was kind of split, but Phil was the first person to say Chris Rodriguez. We looked at Phil's team earlier today, so we'll take that as a sign. We'll grab him. And now wide receiver, we have Malik Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Michael Pittman, Luther Burden, Trey Harris, Xavier Legette. Running back, Kyron Williams, DeAndre Swift, Caleb Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Rodriguez. Quarterback, Jalen Hurts with the Eagles onslaught, Justin Herbert with Trey Harris, tight end, Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz. And then the last 2 rounds, we are going to be grabbing a random running back and a random tight end. And it looks like we hit 700 likes on this stream. So if you have an account on flockfantasy.com and use code FLOCK, please spam the chat with your username right now, and we'll pick somebody random, and we'll give you all a free start set question and a free trade question. Okay. Troy Franklin goes 193. Dylan, you're not getting another one. Okay. Let's click somebody. We got Dub here. Let's see if I can find you, my friend. Dub. I got Dub11 or JDub11. Is this you? Hopefully it's you, because whoever the hell it is, you get a free start set question and trade question. See, they already got the season pass. So since they already got the season pass, they should already have a few free vouchers set up with their account, but now they'll just be stacking questions on questions, and hopefully we'll be good to go for the majority of the year. Okay, we are on the clock again. Let's figure out what we're doing. We could go Woody Marks. Tight end looks like there isn't anything here. Honestly, F it. Let's go Woody Marks. I'm already sitting here stressing about us taking so much Nick Chubb. Woody Marks going to be the receiving back kind of regardless. I think he's safe to have a role. So let's take him. Woody Marks, pick 200. And then we will be grabbing a random tight end in this last round. And then we will be getting into a Flock community tournament on Underdog right after this. Okay, Phil. Perfect. Happy to hear that the team review process was easy. Yeah, and with the team review stuff, Usually it would be same day during the season. The issue is because I have to divide my time between doing the live Q&As and doing the draft streams right now, it's a little bit tougher for me to do like team reviews same day since we're just backed up a little bit. Frank says, how do you keep up with all these teams that you draft? So these teams that we're drafting right now, they are best ball teams. So that means you don't actually submit your starting lineup every week and your roster is locked after you complete the draft. So I actually only have one main redraft league that I'm going to be managing during the season, and that's the Flock League. And I want to be doing drafts pretty much every single day. I want to have a decent amount of money down on the season. So these best ball drafts are like the perfect thing for me to just be able to get some extra dollars down, have some extra fun, and it not have any time commitment during the year. Okay. So Daniel Jones goes 205. Think that's a great value with Daniel Jones. Obviously, we would not have taken him just given the fact that we are sitting with our quarterbacks already. Okay. Taj Brooks goes 207. Roshan off the board. Do we just go with Elijah Arroyo? I think we'll do it. Yeah, we got a couple old crusty tight ends, so I think we can go with the exciting young guy. We'll take Elijah Arroyo. I like our team. Pick 8, I think is maybe the worst pick that you can get in fantasy this year. Pretty damn close to the worst pick you can get. And I think we had a good draft for where we were at. So happy with the team. Let's go ahead and let's hop right into another draft. Again, we are going to be doing these Flock community tournaments every single day. Not every single day. Crap. I know y'all are going to be pissed at that. So, okay. So again, because you have to be Underdog's regulated. It's not in every state. So you have to share your location with them to get into a draft. And if your location gets blocked, they are not going to let you in. So I have to join this on my phone because Safari is blocking my location. And give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are in the Flock community contest. Ow. And let me pull that up. But yeah, like so if you have like a VPN or anything blocking your location, Underdog won't let you in a draft because it's fully regulated. Like you actually have to be in one of those states to do a draft. Like you can't really get around it. And we are in. We get the 4 slot. So a much easier place to pick in comparison to where we were just at. And if you were interested to know what states that you can draft Underdog teams with, here's the map. I'm covering Florida, but yes, it's in Florida. It's in pretty much every state. Like I'm in Texas, it's in Texas. But for whatever reason, Safari sometimes blocks my location the way it just did. But pick 4, we should have a more exciting start, at least. Can't guarantee we have a more exciting draft, but early on it should look better. Okay. We got Clash for Cash out here at pick 10. We got Mike in this draft with us at 11. Ivy in this draft with us at 2. Sir Alexander in this draft with us at 7. It's Ronick saying 4. Come on, I'm at 4. Let's see. Michael says, I'm in with Kale. Got faked out by Safari once again. Yes, I am sorry about that, to be honest. SS Prod says 12. Grand Lakes Rock says, I went to my local Popeyes, by the way, looking for the 32-team Start 7 draft sheet, and seems someone got it before me. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, with those exclusive draft sheets, you got to be quick on the scene if you want to get them. So Chase, Jefferson, both off. We are on the clock. I think we're going to go with CeeDee Lamb. We'll run it, and we'll hope that we get running back values later. This is a league where you have to start 3 wide receivers, so the running backs are going to be pushed up. If you were instead in a 2 wide receiver, 1 flex league, I would definitely want to be going with either Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs over CeeDee Lamb, but this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit harder to get those wide receivers. Brian Thomas goes at 9. Puka goes 10. Amon-Ra St. Brown off at 11. Higgins makes it all the way to 14. So Mike there at the 11 spot, deciding to walk away with a pretty unique combo of Amon-Ra St. Brown, T. Higgins, which may end up pushing somebody that we like down to us. We'll see. But it looks like there's a good shot for that to happen. Okay. Ladd McConkey goes 16. So back-to-back unique picks. So there are going to be a couple teams that get incredible values here. Achane goes down to 19 to Draco. Draco gets to start Saquon Barkley and Devon Achane. Chase Brown off at 20. We are going to get Brock Bowers to pair up with CeeDee Lamb. So yeah, that's a super exciting draft. Yeah. Timothy knew it was Bowers time. Let me see how much Bowers we drafted, because it seems like we draft a lot of Bowers. And with that last draft, we've officially hit 400 completed underdog drafts. I'm on my completed little tab. It says we've hit 400. So let's look at Bowers. I'm at 8.8% Bowers. You would think that we have a lot more. Let me look up one by one. Who's my most drafted round 2 guy? Derrick Henry. Oh, of course not. A lot of AJ Brown. Looks like AJ Brown's probably my most drafted round 2 guy, which doesn't surprise me. Okay, Trey McBride goes pick 26. Harrison 27. And we'll take Kyron. I prefer Kyron over Hampton post Slater injury, just with the offensive line being worse. And now let me sort by my entry fees. My most invested into player now in underdog drafts from a dollar spent perspective. Obviously, $1,000 buy-in being my highest buy-ins. That last draft is going to be the most impactful draft to my exposures this year. Is Devonta Smith, who is my number 1 most invested into name. My second most drafted wide receiver is going to be the big Q. The third most is going to be Leggett. Obviously, we took him in the last draft, so that's going to have a pretty big impact. And then Caleb Johnson just shot up this list as well. With, of course, you take him in a $1,000 draft. Elijah Arroyo just shot up this list. Dallas Goedert just shot up this list. Pretty much everybody I just took in the $1,000 draft. Like Jalen Hurts is now my most invested into quarterback. So, you take a player in a $1,000 draft, and it looks like they will shoot up your list of players sorted by entry fees. Okay, Kenneth Walker goes 78. Manuel says his is Yoshivash, Palmer, and Keon. Tet goes 39. Pickens goes 40. Oscar, I'm intentionally ignoring your question. Just to make sure everybody knows, if you copy and paste something in the chat over and over again, it's going to get ignored. For sure. Michael says, would you ever do the $10,000 drafts? Most likely not. Now, if I won $2 million on Underdog, if I won Best Ball Mania, I'd consider it. We're going to take Terry you know what we're going to do? We're going to take Jaden Daniels. As we go Daniels, there's a shot we get Terry on the way back around, but there's no shot we get Daniels in round 5. So we'll take Daniels and we'll hope that we get Terry at 52. But no, Terry goes right after. But if we won Best Ball Mania for like $2 million, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Metcalf 48s. Sutton 49. We're going to have to take a wide receiver here at 52 regardless. We only have one wide receiver, and that is CeeDee Lamb. Okay, Ridley goes. What wide receiver are we getting? We'll take DJ Moore. Y'all know I love me some Devonta Smith, but he's already my number one guy. So we do not need to take another share. And then I think prefer to go wide receiver at 69, wide receiver at 72. Y'all know I'm not a big Debo guy, but because we have Jaden Daniels, I think we would consider Debo at the 6-7 turn. Okay. We have Travis Hunter off the board at 54. Can y'all please let me know, when y'all look back, or when we all look back at this offseason, what is the player you think most people are going to remember? Like, what is the price tag and what is the player? Because y'all remember there was that one year that the storyline was Gabe Davis, where everybody was taking Gabe Davis in the 3rd round because he had a big playoff game. Maybe it was the same season where you had, no, it was a different year, but remember the year that we had Russell Wilson going over to Denver, and all of a sudden everybody thought it was a good idea for us to go through and take freaking Cortland Sutton in round 3. What do you think that is this year? Do you think it's going to be Travis Hunter? We got Hampton. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, to be honest. That's a great call. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I think it probably just depends on the time you started drafting, because I know a lot of people in this live stream have been drafting with us in the stream since like May, right? And if you've been drafting all offseason, I think Hampton's probably the number one storyline, just with all the uncertainty that we had surrounding the Najee Harris eye situation when it happened. But if it's like anybody that's maybe like a normal person that didn't start drafting until like this week or last week and didn't really start caring about fantasy football till then maybe it is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Okay, so we sadly did not get Deebo Samuel making it for the Daniels stack. But again, flock tournament stack's not going to matter as much. So we'll take Chris Olave here. Ziri says, just finished my draft, used your guide. If you just finished your draft and used your guide, used the guide we sent you, here's what I need to make sure. I don't need to make sure, but I'd be interested. Go link your team with the site and let me know where you're at in the power rankings. And let me know if you need any help with this. And let me know if anybody in the chat has needed any help linking their team. Ben says, are we not worried about Olave getting another concussion? This is a $10 buy-in with $10,000 at first place. If Olave gets concussions out for the year, then it is what it is. I'm drafting as if we are going to hit the nuts and we're going to have the highest ceiling possible. Okay. Jordan Addison goes 74. Montgomery goes 75. What do we want? We'll take Jennings. We'll just be boring. I think the only player that we've clicked that hasn't been top of ADP has been Kyron. Okay. Harrison says, just use your guy to my team is second in the power rankings. Mr. Squirrel says, did my draft today and my team link worked fine on ESPN, but I had it linked from last year. Yeah, I mean, if you link it once, you're good to, it's linked for literally forever. So if y'all linked your ESPN league once last year, it should already be linked this year. So it's just that one time that's annoying that you have to download the extension and do it on your computer with ESPN. But then after that, you should be good. Govero says, is there any way to link ESPN without an extension? I don't think so, to be honest. Sleeper, yes. All you have to do is copy and paste the league ID. They make it super easy. Yahoo, yes. All you have to do is like open up Yahoo and log in with that button. They make it super easy. ESPN, you have to grab like the league key, which is like hidden. Okay. Jacob says, I use the sheet and I'm projected literally a head and shoulders above everyone in my rank leagues. That is awesome. So what I'd imagine, like realistically, if your league mates are showing up and they're just like drafting off God knows what, rather than like custom ranks for your exact site, when you put your teams in the My Teams page, there's no way you don't have at least an above average team. If your league mates are clueless, you should have the number one team in the league analyzer, but you should have at least an above average team. I think we're going to take Cup. We just learned that Cup's 32. Do we really want to do that? No, we're going to go Dobbins. No, never mind. Looks like maybe we get him on the way back. We just autoed Kelsey. Okay. Godwin goes 95. Slim Reaper says he was in a flock tourney with Corey from the Fantasy Stock Exchange earlier. That's awesome. K-Rob says, can the redraft sheets be used for a keeper league? Here's my suggestion. If you're playing in a keeper league where you keep 8 or more players, you use the dynasty rankings on flockfantasy.com. If you're in a keeper league with, okay, let's think real quick. We're probably going to take Sharps. If you're in a keeper league where you keep 5 or let's say you keep fewer than 5 players, it's essentially just a redraft league and you should just be using redraft rankings. If you keep anywhere from like 5 to 8 guys, then it is a little bit tougher and you do kind of have to create an own little hybrid between redraft rankings and dynasty rankings. But a lot of keeper leagues I look at, it's like, oh, we keep 2 guys. It's like, oh, okay, we'll just literally treat it like it's a redraft league. Gove says, do you think Bryce Young can be a top 10 quarterback this year? No. From a fantasy football perspective, no, I don't think so. He doesn't run the ball enough. Here are the quarterback rankings right now on the site. Do I think Bryce Young can... Like, look how many good quarterbacks there are. It would be tough for Bryce Young to jump in there. It would be very, very difficult. Eli says, drafted the girlfriend's team today. One of the teams took Lamar and Allen with their first 2 picks. Just brutal. Pat Farm says, my league doesn't want to do keepers. How can I change their minds? So one of like my first introduction into Dynasty was playing in a keeper league. Like, and I love that keeper league. It was one of my favorite leagues. Don't get me wrong. But to be honest, like, I don't think playing in a keeper league is like I don't think it's that much better than a regular redraft league. Only way it's better is if your league mates are active more because of it. Okay. Like, can everybody spam the chat? What is your favorite format between redraft, dynasty, and keeper? Redraft, dynasty, and keeper. What is your favorite format? I will take Joe Mixon at 117. This is the cost for sure. We'll get him. We got redraft, keeper, redraft, dynasty, redraft. Dynasty, redraft, keeper. Zabronsky, I fall in love with dynasty, redraft, dynasty, best ball. Dynasty, redraft. It looks like most people are redraft. So I used to be like, hey, dynasty is so much better. If you like redraft more, you're a casual and you have no idea. You're not die hard enough. You're not die hard fantasy football enough. But, and I got started on YouTube doing dynasty. And maybe it's just I'm having so much fun with the Flock League, but I've started enjoying redraft more, honestly. Like, and I used to be like, for 10 years, I was like, oh, dynasty's the best. Like, I was an OG dynasty player. I've been playing dynasty football since 2014. We'll take Christian Kirk. I'm fine with it. We'll go back-to-back Houston Texans at the turn here. But if you had to like only pick one league to play in, I think redraft's the best. Everybody has the same goal. Everybody's trying to win. It's a completely new slate every year. Okay. Jack says, hey, Mason, signed up for Flock Fantasy and it helped me tremendously in my draft. Can you explain how to link my ESPN league so I can view the power rankings? Yes, sir. I'd be super happy to do that. So linking ESPN is the one platform that's a little bit of a pain in the butt, and I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm just going to be honest with you. So the easiest way for you to do this is, and really I'd say almost at this point the only way. I know some other browsers work, but I would just recommend Google Chrome. You should have Google Chrome on your computer. It should be easy. Go ahead, go to the My Teams page on the site, hit League, add new, and then you'll see Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo. If you're in Sleeper, you just copy and paste your league ID. Couldn't it be easier? And hit submit. You're good to go. Yahoo makes it super easy as well. You hit submit, opens the Yahoo modal, you log in, and it pulls all your leagues immediately. ESPN, it's a pain in the butt. You have to be on like a desktop, Google Chrome. You have to be signed in on ESPN on one window, signed into flockfantasy.com on the other. You have to hit this button that says get extension, and then the extension will download, and you have to hit the sync button from there, which it's a pain in the butt. But after you do that one time, you are good to go, and you don't have to link your team ever again. It will automatically be linked for you. And you can view it. You don't have to just view it on Google Chrome. You don't have to just view it on your computer. You can view it on Safari. You can view it on your phone. But you do have to link it that one time, with it being a pain in the butt. Okay. So Romeo Dobbs goes. I mean, we can't take a tight end. We can take Javonte. Jaden Blue's injured. And at the same time, they just came out and kind of said Javante's going to be the starter. Jordan says, I got the ADP sheet and have my draft on Thursday and Saturday. I'm in a 12-team PPR league on Yahoo. Do you have any recommendations on the draft strategy? I would really just optimize for using that draft sheet. And make sure you're looking at not the ADP sheet. Make sure you're using the draft sheets that account for my rankings for your exact league format. Yeah, please do that for sure. But I think you should be good to go if you have the sheet, to be honest. And then obviously, stay flexible. Like if the sheet has you draft 3 wide receivers straight, round 4, probably start time to looking at a running back if you can. Dallas Goedert goes 145. Cordelia says, I've been having trouble downloading the sheet to my computer. Is it easy to just print it? Just copy and paste the sheet to your own Google Sheet. Should be really easy. Bryce Young, we don't have any stacks for. Tua, we don't have any stacks for. Do we just reach on him? Do we? Honestly, F it. I'm just going to reach on Geno Smith. It's like really the only stacking option that we have left at this point. So I don't love anybody else in this round. We can reach on Geno, pair him up with Bowers, and then maybe that's the one pairing that we have to go nuclear in week 17. Because here, this is a pretty large week 17 final. You got the 100-person final. Daniel says, Underdog question, is it not possible to get friends in your draft to tank so you get a better team for the prize? So Underdog has a bunch of things in place to make sure that that doesn't happen. Obviously, people try to do that because it's like this tournament's a $10 buy-in, $10,000 to first place. Best Ball Mania is a $25 buy-in, $2 million to first place. So like, obviously a lot of people are going to have the same thought. Oh, cool. I'll just get 11 of my buddies to sign up using code FLOCK. Of course, using code FLOCK. We'll all get into the same draft. They'll all be taking players like Shedeur Sanders in round 1. So I can start my draft off Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, and then just go ahead and win the league easily. And win $2 million, and bam, I'm richer than I could ever imagine. The issue with that is Underdog's not going to let it happen. You'll get banned. The draft will get refunded. I'm sure the majority of people in this live stream have been in drafts that have got thrown out. Like Matt says, the draft will get thrown out. Yeah. Because Underdog has the security stuff in place where they'll flag it. Everybody will get refunded. Draft will get thrown out. And then the accounts that are trying to do the collusion will probably get banned. Matt says, I had a friend try it and got a lifetime ban in like an hour. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, obviously, if it was possible, somebody would have done it by now. There have been 5 Best Ball Mania tournaments, and that's never happened. Okay, Zombie says, I can't link my Yahoo League to the site, and it says to ask the Discord. How do I fix this? I would probably ask the Discord in the site issues section. And one of the devs can hopefully help you out. Dom says, Yahoo graded his draft out for last place, and he's first place on our site. I'm not going to like try to be too arrogant or anything. Say, like, oh, I'm smarter than everybody or blah, blah, blah. But the reality of the situation is I do think that our league analyzer that we have, the My Teams page, is going to be 10,000 times better at grading who actually is strong in your league versus whatever Yahoo tells you at the very end. Danny says on the My Teams page, use his rankings for the most accurate. I would say to use mine. I'd say to use mine. Okay, Will Shipley goes 169. Pat Bryant 170. And what do we want? Do we take Jerome Ford? Yeah, we're going to take Jerome Ford as our 5th running back. Flock tournaments, you have to have the most points in weeks 1 through 14 to advance to the playoffs. So I really do value that early season production. And I think given the Quinshon Judkins situation, Jerome Ford can be the starter there early on. Mr. Squirrel says 17th in my work league on ESPN, but first on Flock. And what is that, an 18-team league? Tone says, Dylan, I like the new profile pic. Looking good, stud. It's funny. Lotzer says, you see Zach try to decline my invite to be my second rival. Guess he knows how fierce my team is and doesn't want to see it a second time. Everybody's trying to beat rivals with Nathan. Everybody's trying to play Nathan twice. Corey's getting the benefit of the Patriots schedule this year, right? We're having to boost up Corey artificially here to make sure he doesn't just get dead last again. Let him play Nathan twice. Zombie says, Quinshon Judkins is on the waiver wire in my 12-team league. Do I pick him up for Chubb? I would. Like, and I have Nick Chubb in the Flock League. I think that realistically, like, yeah, he probably can be more likely to give you points early in the year. But who has the higher ceiling? It's Quinshon Judkins. Okay. Johnston goes out 180. Mason Taylor 181. So we're done at tight end, right? Seeing these tight ends go for us is great. Daniel says, does Underdog not appreciate VPN usage to join from Australia? Mods can answer too. Underdog's not going to let you in if you're not in one of those states. Like, again, if you were using some, like, shady crypto casino or something, I'm sure they'll let anybody on. But Underdog, you legit have to share your location. You legit have to be in one of the places they operate. They're fully regulated. And this is where they operate. You can see the map here. They're also in Canada outside of Ontario, but they're mainly just based in the U.S. But they're in the majority of the U.S. states. I'm sorry if you're in Australia and you can't get in. Well, we'll probably do another Underdog draft after this, to be honest. Okay. Josh Reynolds goes 188. Let's move this over. We're going to take Darius Slayton here as our wide receiver 7. Slayton's like a great example of a wide receiver that in a regular redraft league, you would never draft the dude because realistically, when would you know to get him in your starting lineup? But in an Underdog basketball draft, we should have some random spike weeks where you should be able to get him in. Okay. Dive Brown 191. Oh my gosh. Ben says Slayton is this year's Nico Collins. What the hell are you talking about? Decent wide receiver, always held back by Indiana Jones. He's going to be startable. I'm calling it. You're not just calling that he's going to be startable. You're calling that he's going to turn into a wide receiver 1. That is crazy. That is wild, my friend. And then I saw that we had 800 likes in the stream, so we'll do that giveaway right now. But we also need another running back in this draft. We're going to take one more running back and one more receiver. Blake Corum goes 194. The Ladster's in here right now. Let me know, am I wasting all my picks by taking Michael Wilson? But Michael Wilson's, everybody just simple answer, yes or no. Is Michael Wilson the wide receiver in 2 wide receiver sets in Arizona? Yes or no? Is Michael Wilson the wide receiver 2? And then we'll get to y'all's Flock Fantasy usernames. But let me also queue up some running backs. Okay, we have enough running backs here that we'll definitely end up taking one. And let's hop into another draft. We got yes, yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, yes, yeah, no, yes, yes. Okay. So it looks like most people are saying that Michael Wilson's the wide receiver too. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save one of the Flock community contest for us to actually get in the live stream tomorrow night. That'll be the first one that we open up with, because the next Flock community contest actually won't drop until Tuesday. So what we will do right now is instead, I'm going to be getting into a Best Ball Mania draft. Now I'm doing this on my phone right now because Safari is not being too kind with us. So we just got in, and let me go ahead, pull this up. And that Best Ball Mania draft is filled. So, and we get the best pick. Hell yes. So just in case you have not seen, this is the largest fantasy football tournament on the planet. This is the most difficult fantasy football tournament on the planet as well. It's a $25 buy-in, $15 million prize pool, $2 million to first place, $1 million second place, $500K to third, $400K to fourth, all the way down the line. The highest place I've ever finished in this tournament is 16th place. I've only ever had 2 teams make the finals of this tournament, and I've been drafting. I've maxed it out now. This will be my 3rd year straight. But how you can possibly turn $25 into $2 million, very difficult. But you have to first be one of the top 2 scoring teams in your 12-team draft. Then in week 15, you're going to be put into a pool with 12 other drafters, and you have to be the highest scoring team. And if you are, week 16, you'll go up against 15 other drafters. And if you're the highest scoring team there, you'll advance to week 17 against about 500 people. And if you're the highest scoring team, you'll win $2 million. Now, I thought I was going to win that $2 million this past year when I got to the finals. I was so excited. Thought Nico Collins was going to go ham for me. Thought Lamar Jackson was going to go nuclear. I thought Zay Flowers was going to come through for me all in the Christmas game. It was going to be magical. It was going to be a Christmas miracle. I was telling all my family how I was about to win millions of dollars. And CJ Stroud turned into a literal pumpkin. We'll take Saquon Barkley here at pick 6. But I was truly convinced that I was about to win the $2 million. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's grab somebody's name that sent it out. Hunter is going to be the winner of the free start sit question and trade question voucher. He's saying his flockfantasy.com name is Bonehead24. Bonehead24. I got you, my friend. Monthly flocker. And let me hook you up with that free trade question and that free start sit question. They should both be in your account now, and you should be good to go, my friend. Really do appreciate you. And thanks for hanging out in the stream. And then whenever we hit 900 likes in the stream, we'll go ahead and we'll give away some more of those free vouchers. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell next to the subscribe button if you want to be able to come out to these live streams. We're going to be answering questions and drafting teams every single night. We will not miss a day of live streaming until Christmas. Then no promises. And if y'all remember last year on Christmas, I still live streamed. However, it was not good enough. However, I live streamed, but told the editor, hey, enjoy Christmas with your family. Don't edit videos. And everybody lost their minds going, he left us. He abandoned us on championship week. He didn't make his editors work on videos on Christmas. He only live streamed instead. But I'll be live. Don't you worry. Okay. And Drake London goes at pick 7. That is insane. We must have the Ladster in here trying to boost up the London price tag after getting him. That is what I'm thinking. Somebody says we already hit 900 likes. So if that's true, we got to do another giveaway. We took Barkley. I want to, no, we'll take Chase Brown. I was a little bit concerned, honestly, that Brian Robinson was going to go to Cincy. I was feeling a little bit, what's it called? Not suspicious. What is it called? I don't know. But please spam the chat. What is your Flock Fantasy username? And let me see if I can hook you up with some free trade questions and start sets. Okay. I was feeling superstitious. Antsy? I don't know. I was worried that Brian Robinson was going to go. But I think we've already gotten one from Matt Blue. If not, I mean, I clicked his name first randomly. Hopefully we haven't already given him free vouchers. But if so, a lot of you already have free vouchers anyway from getting the season pass. So this is the first name I've clicked. If I can find him on the site, he'll be the person we're going with. Okay. So just found you, my friend. And maybe I just recognize your name because you're out here a bunch. But regardless, I got you set up on the site. You should have a couple free trade questions and start set question vouchers now. Okay. I don't know if cautious is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the word is. Max says, what do you think about Ollie Gordon? I think Ollie Gordon's the running back 2 in Miami now. Paranoid. That's what it is. Perfect. Thank you. It's a little paranoid that Brian Robinson was going to go over to Cincinnati, but looks like we good. Daniel says, what NFL team do you support? I know I've told this story a bunch. Sorry if you've heard it before, but I am very weird. I did not start watching the NFL and then start playing fantasy football. I started playing fantasy football and then started watching NFL games. I was like 10 years old. My mom asked if I wanted to do her fantasy football work league with her. I said, sure. Started playing, went, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. We're going to take Mike Evans here in the third. Went, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Let me start watching my players score fantasy points. So I started watching NFL games. So from the very beginning, I was rooting for my fantasy football team and not an NFL team. And for that reason, I have never really rooted on an NFL team. I grew up in like the suburbs of San Antonio. We didn't have a NFL team in San Antonio. Okay. Danny says, Chase Brown, former opponent of the Ladster, turned teammate, now turned rival. What a roller coaster. Well, you were his owner at one point. You should have messaged him on IG. Said like, hey, we used to play football together and now I own you. How does it feel, loser? Should have told him, my friend. Dylan says, San Antonio roots for the Cowboys. I live there. But my parents didn't root for the Cowboys, so I mean, I wasn't about it. Thomas says, were those big old women down there? You better believe it. I was in hog heaven. But Mackinac says, second fan spot if Bush finishes last again. If Bush finishes last in the flock league, what we will do for sure is he will have to share a team with a fan. Danny, let me know if you think that's fair. Danny maybe can sign off on it. If Bush finishes last in the flock league this year, is it fair that we make him share his team with a fan and they have to sign off on all the decisions that he makes? Okay, Danny signs off on it, so that's what we'll do. Yeah, the fan will have to try to teach him. What the fan will have to do is they'll have to play into the bit that they are teaching. We're going to take Xavier Worthy here. We're playing catch up at wide receiver after going running back. But the fan will have to teach Corey how to play fantasy football if he gets last this year. That's what it'll be. Vinny says, or any content creator comes in last, same punishment. Maybe Nathan. Nathan comes in last, same punishment. If you go toilet bowl back-to-back seasons, you got to share. I feel like the punishment's already bad enough with you having to be in Denny's for 24 hours. If I lose the league, I'm going to have to be in Denny's for 24 hours and shave my head. So I think the punishment's really extreme as is. So I think it's just maybe back-to-back toilet bowl finishes with a last place finish there as well. You have to have the fan teach you how to play fantasy. Okay. Trey says, your team's too good. You're not losing. I'd agree. I would agree. I'm hoping I win. Corey Krosky Merritt is coming for me. He's going to help. Okay. Calvin Ridley off 51. Metcalf goes 52. So we're taking a receiver here for sure. Can't tell you exactly who that wide receiver is going to be, but we will see together. Sutton goes, we're going to take Rice. We'll get him double stacked up with Xavier Worthy. And we are going to hope that he's there to play for us in weeks 15, 16, 17 and have the ceiling for us to turn $25 into $2 million. Danny, I did not see that they leaked a trade. Max says, since you have no team, what team do you enjoy watching right now? On Sunday with the main slate, I watch a lot of Red Zone, and obviously we watch the primetime games when they're out. And the reality of the situation is, I'm going to be just completely honest with you. I know y'all probably don't like seeing this or hearing it because I know it's like a lame-o thing to do. But I genuinely enjoy just watching the players on my fantasy football team score fantasy points. So this year, here's my team. This is the My Teams page on the website. You can link your team, get all your power rankings, and yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to be watching some Bills because I'm going to be rooting for Josh Allen. I'm going to be watching some Eagles, rooting for Barkley, watching some Packers, rooting for Jacobs, watching some Bengals, rooting for Higgins, some Steelers with Metcalf, some Vikings with Hawkinson. Be a little bit of everywhere. But yeah, we're not all in on one team with our Flock League team. So we're a little everywhere. Stephon Diggs goes 66. We're not taking Burrow. We'll take Olave. Great receiver, garbage offense. Jack says, Mason, I'm the same exact way. I became a fantasy fan first and then a football fan and just love watching the player on my team score points. I think it's the way to go about it. I think it is. Card says, do you even watch the playoffs? Yes. I don't watch every playoff game. I'm not watching all the wild card games. Actually, maybe I am. Only time I really miss a game is if there's multiple games getting played at the same time. And I guess, the playoffs, they're all primetime. But I rarely miss a primetime game. So Jacoby Myers goes 72. But I'm not really watching a game and rooting for a specific team to win. That team at pick 2 must be on auto. They only have one wide receiver, and that one wide receiver is Ladd McConkey. Crazy. Jawan Jennings goes 75. Yeah, Team 2 is donating, and Team 2 may be making this draft a little bit awkward for the rest of us. So I'm going to be for sure grabbing a running back here. We are all in on the Chiefs offense. But I think I want to grab a running back because what happens if that team there at 2 autos another running back at pick 95 and then all these guys fly off the board? Okay, Tracy 79, Jones 80. But we're going to be, so like I said, we saved that other Flock tournament draft for us to do in the live stream tomorrow night. And there are a bunch, you obviously don't have to wait for me to do a draft. You can draft on Underdog whenever you want. And again, in my opinion, what's so cool about Underdog is because there's no weekly management during the season, it's not going to replace your main fantasy football league. No extra time commitment during the year, just some extra fun on the side. And if you wanted to draft on Underdog, they are running the, I got to skip Audacity here, but they are running the craziest promo that I've ever seen, or at least since I've been with Underdog Fantasy. You use promo code FLOCK. You'll get all of my 2025 fantasy football draft guide cheat sheets sent to the email address that you signed up to Underdog Fantasy with. And at the same time, you play $5, you will get $50 added into your account. Now, that's not you deposit $5, it's you play $5, if that makes sense. So it won't happen immediately. It'll happen once you play it. So like there is and there are $5 Underdog tournaments out right now. So you get $50 added into your account, and you can go ahead and you can do like 10 drafts. Or if you wanted to mix in a flock draft, maybe you only do 8, right? But definitely take advantage of it. It is the best Underdog promo I've seen, and it's only for new people though. I can't guarantee. I just have, like, obviously I'm not in control of what promos they run or not. So I have no idea how long it's going to last and when they'll remove it. Charbonnet goes, I will take Keon Coleman here. I like me some Keon, to be honest with you. Keon had a very similar year to Roma Dunze. Kitamori says, Puppy 4 is the $5 tournament right now. Yeah, I would recommend, if anybody's new to Underdog, do the Puppy tournament. If you really want to do a flock tournament with me, go for it. That's a $10 one. But obviously, you don't need to hop in like a $25 Best Ball Mania right away. Do a couple of the $5 ones, see if you like it, and then maybe if you want to get in a Best Ball Mania, you can. Okay. Daniel says, does Mason not like personal team questions in the chat? I don't know what you're asking about that. I mean, if you're asking like, for like, hey, grade my team. We have live streams that we do every single day that are like live Q&As, where all we do is answer fantasy football questions through the site. Okay. Purdy 99. ETN off. I mean, we could look at running back just because they're soaking up. We're going to go Baker Mayfield. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot that we had drafted Mike Evans. If I would have remembered that we would have taken Mike Evans, there's a chance I would have just drafted Baker Mayfield in the previous round. But feeling good. I'm maybe feeling a little lucky, honestly, that we weren't paying attention enough. But honestly, this is a great team. Running back, we have Barkley, Chase Brown, Isaiah Pacheco. Wide receiver, Mike Evans, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, Chris Olave, Keon Coleman. We have Baker stacked up with Mike Evans. I love this squad. And it is crazy to see that like Godwin and Igbuka's ADP is just essentially flipped. Okay. Beto says, Mason, are you happy with your draft, or do you think you could have done something different? If you're referring to the Flock League draft, to be honest with you, I don't think there's anything I would have changed. Like, looking at it again, I think, in my opinion, I made the best decision with the information that was available to me at every single pick. I had the draft sheets handy. We were good to go. If you're talking about this draft, maybe go Travis Hunter instead of Rashee Rice, knowing that we don't get Mahomes later on. Maybe I'm sure some people will sit here and go, Mason, you're an idiot for taking Mike Evans instead of Marvin Harrison. You should have gone Harrison. I'm not going to argue with them about it. Well, I just wanted Mike Evans given the Tampa injuries. Hassan says, would you raise Pollard's ADP if Spears is inactive for the first few weeks? I mean, his ADP's already risen because of that. We're not taking Dak. I think we go Burden. Wide receiver's about to fall off the face of the planet. Caleb's already gone, though. We'll go Burden. What's that team at 2 doing? Because remember that team at 2 only had Ladd McConkey through the first, 7 rounds. And now they have Ladd McConkey and Jaden Higgins. Okay, so after we take Luther Burden, you have Bateman, Marvin Mims. And again, Mims actually played a considerable amount of snaps with the starters in the preseason. Mims is looking good for that reason. It's going to be a late night for me tonight. I got to record a video and edit it. Yeah, Team 2 does not go with the wide receiver here in round 10, so there should be some wide receiver falling values. Balls Life says, Mason, I'm begging you to draft a few Pickens teams. If George Pickens buries me, he buries me. I will take that risk. Let me see how much Pickens I have. Because it's not a lot. We are underweight Pickens, and he has been a big-time riser. Do I wish I could get in a time machine and go back to drafting him in the 5th before he was going in the 4th? Yeah, probably. But it is what it is. I've yet to make a time machine, and if I did it, I don't think that would be my number one priority. Yeah, I only have 5.5% George Pickens, so I'm underweight Pickens. Okay. We'll take Scadaboo. Easy pick. Again, I know we already said this. We already took him in this draft, but we drafted a lot of Tyrone Tracy early in the offseason. We faded Cam Scadaboo early in the offseason because, again, our take was just give me the cheaper running back in this New York Giants backfield. And at the time, that was Tracy. But now it is Scat Attack. So we'll take him here at the 11th and kind of be happy about it. Hunter says Scadaboo is nothing. Tracy is a beast. I don't know if we can say Tracy's a beast. That seems a little aggressive. His profile pics looks pretty beasty. Kind of looks like Cam Akers there in a way. Daniel says, how many drafts have you done already? This is draft number 4 today. Trey says, you draft Pickens for the floor and maybe a playoff spike. You don't draft him thinking he's going to be a top 15 receiver. You want to pick 37 in this draft. George Pickens, his career high is a low-end wide receiver 3. His team just got rid of him. Trust me, I understand that. Yes, you can say, oh, okay, well, Mason, come on, man. He was in the worst passing offenses in the league. That is true, for sure. Now he also has to go up against CeeDee Lamb. So Kyle Pitts goes 135. Quarterback's still definitely going to be in play for us, right? The issue is, what can we do at quarterback? Because we're sitting here with Mike Evans already stacked up. The Chiefs guys, Mahomes already gone. Olave, I don't want to take that QB. Keon Coleman. Obviously, Allen went a while ago. Luther Burden, Caleb went a while ago. Take Stroud here. I don't know who's available to us. We go Judkins. We can take him as our last running back, which is probably what we're going to do. We're going to go Judkins, and we're going to have to look at some cheapo quarterback tight end stacks here at the end. I guess you could go Rodgers and Jonnu. Young and Jatavion Sanders, Cam Ward and Chig. A couple of those options. Okay, Ray Davis 141. Mike says, is Igbuka really going in the 5th now? I got him in the 8th in my home league. Yeah, I have him ranked at pick 61. But if you're using the draft sheets, I wouldn't have you taking him until around like 7 or 8, just because how the ADP lines up and regular redraft leagues. Ned O'Brien says, what was the Underdog promo code again? Just FLOCK. FLOCK. Stroud 144. I probably would have taken him if he made it to us. So we're done at running back. When we have Barkley, Chase Brown, Pacheco, Scat, and Judkins, we're done. We're just QB, wide receiver, and tight end. And realistically, I don't think we need to take too many additional receivers. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be drafting Hollywood. We don't have Mahomes, and we have Worthy, Rice, and Pacheco. Eckler 148. Great Eckler pick. Jaden Blue goes. We're going to take Bryce Young, and we will look for Jatavion Sanders later. And also with Bryce Young, we could grab like Leggett. We could grab Coker. So there are a couple wide receivers that we could take with them as well. Mac, I only do Underdog Fantasy and redraft leagues. I do Underdog Fantasy for best ball. I do redraft leagues and dynasty, but neither are on DK. Spears goes 153. Jack says, how is Eckler going this low? RB1 on the Commanders. Yeah, like I said, I think you can make an argument that Eckler is the best pick there in round 13. Pretty easy argument to make. Okay, we have some running backs going good. Get these guys off the board, please. Hollywood finally off 156 to the Mahomes team. Yeah, I think that team is kind of an easy spot to take Hollywood there. They had the Mahomes pick at 84, and they went Kelsey at 85. Leonel says, Mason is the funniest and most handsome dude ever. Show this to your significant other. I got you. I'll show her. Go, hey, look at what Leonel thinks of me. You going to be mean to me again? I'll leave you for Leonel. There's someone out there for me. You think you're my only option? Okay, Leggett goes 161. Little frustrating for us. We're not taking a running back. We are just quarterback, tight end. Daniel Jones, I mean, all his passing options are gone. We can go Tillman, right? Yeah, let's take Tillman. Mason, actually, you're an idiot. You are so dumb, Mason. How many rounds do we have left? Yeah, God, I'm dumb. We have to take 3 tight ends no matter what. I wanted the 3rd quarterback. We should have saved that wide receiver spot for a potential stack. Taking Tillman there. Like, it just means that has to be our last wide receiver. So now we're only taking quarterbacks and tight ends through the rest of this. We can make it work. Don't get me wrong. There's like a path forward from here. There's definitely a path forward from here. We're going to make it work. Don't worry. We'll make it work. Got a couple different ways to go about this. Yeah, we're good. We're Gucci. We are Gucci. Town says, Mason, my girlfriend has your contact saved as Pizza Hut. Well, I told her to save it as Little Caesars because for you, lady, I'm always hot and ready, my friend. Okay. Will Shipley off 168. Definitely a much higher price tag on Shipley than where it used to be. But obviously, now we actually have word that he is the legit RB2 in Philly. Where beforehand, we didn't know. It could have been A.J. Dillon. Okay, let's see what Mark does. Taking this all the way down to this last second. Goes Adam Thielen. Yeah, that's the team that waited. Like Brandon Ayuk's their wide receiver 3. That team's just absolute toast. Watch this masterclass here. Buckle in. Let's show you how it's done. We'll see. This is our last. Okay, Isaiah Likely goes. We're good to go. As long as this team doesn't screw us. Johnny Smith off the board. We're going to take Sam Darnold's. The plan is in action. Sound the alarms. The plan is in action. We're going to make it work. Vinny's buckled in. You love to see it. Wandale, Woody Marks, both off the board. Coker goes 177. That's the guy that we should have saved a roster spot for. But instead, we took Cedric Tillman. The Big Q goes 179. He may not have a spot on my roster, but he'll forever have a spot in my heart. And I'm riding with the Big Q. Okay. Keaton Mitchell goes 180. Jerome Ford. The plan is still intact. It is still intact. Okay. Devious says we've hit 1,000 likes, so time to do another giveaway. So everybody spam your flockfantasy.com username in the chats, and we'll go ahead and we'll give away some more start set questions and trade questions. Okay. Darius Slayton off. Plan is in action. We will roll the dice. We'll take Chig. The plan is still, the train is still on the tracks, but we may run out of gas. I know trains don't use gas. Maybe we'll run out of coal. But here, the winner of the giveaway, if Smooth 8010. Do y'all remember that YouTuber that would go like Smooth? Like he did Call of Duty and like 2K stuff. It's like he was like Chris Smooth, something like that. If y'all know who I'm talking about, let me know his name. But anyway, we found you on the site, my friend. Let me go ahead, and you already have free start set question, trade question vouchers on your account since you have the season pass, but let me hook you up with some additional stuff. But yeah, that YouTuber that would go like, do like the little remix sounds over. Yes, the Splash. That's what I'm thinking of. Get that guy a map. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's like old YouTube. Does he still make videos? From downtown. I'm surprised that many of y'all know him. I feel like I watched him over a decade ago. His name's Chris Smooth, right? Chris Smooth. Oh. So he had 5 million subscribers. And this is why YouTube is so scary. And why I'm like, God dang. Train off the rails. Off the rails. We'll take Elijah Arroyo. We were hoping to get Jatavion Sanders, Elijah Arroyo, both stacked up for those quarterbacks we did not have stacks with. But Baker, Evans, y'all are going to need to come through for us in a big way. Tone says, I think he does NBA recap now on less 2K. This is what's scary. I just pulled up his YouTube channel. Dude has 5 million subscribers, and the video posted 8 hours ago has 9,000 views. It's not a... I don't think I'll be 60 when I'm doing this. I mean, I don't think I'll be doing this when I'm 60. How many views did he used to get back in the day? He got 38 million views. Black Panther dunk. NBA All-Star Slam Dunk Contest 2018. I guess there's just a lot of repurposed NBA stuff. This video. NBA 2K13, my career, game winner, down 21 in the fourth. That had 4.8 million views 12 years ago. I was watching this 12 years ago. NBA 2K20, my career, episode 4, draft combine. Thought he did Call of Duty stuff. No, was it all NBA 2K? Yeah, here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, a few snipes. Okay, DJ Giddens goes 209. We are back to the tight end well, and I'm not taking Harold Finn, and I'm sorry. I'd rather take Terrence Ferguson. We'll get our guy Ferg. But I like the team. I don't love it. I think it's fine. I just think that it's one of those teams that can get to the playoff tournament and then probably gets its little booty clapped once we're actually there. And yeah, Smooth distracted from the Kate Otten stack. Yeah, we should have gotten Kate Otten, but I remember the Claymore video. That's what I was thinking of. That's crazy. But anyway, let's move on. I got to make a video for y'all tonight. I'm going to be up pretty late. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us. And of course, if you haven't already, I would highly recommend to get the season pass. It's going to set you up perfectly for the entire year with updated weekly rankings, updated rest of season rankings, trade calculator, my team's page, the whole 9 yards, not only from myself, but from a bunch of other creators that we have on the site. Plus, it's only $34, one-time payment, not even a subscription. In my opinion, it is the #1 best thing that will help you win your league this year. And I do a lot of research in the space because I have a business in it. It's the cheapest as well. So we're going scorched earth this year. We are making sure we have the best and the cheapest product out there. And if y'all tried to get it earlier, there was like a 30-minute window where the site was down. We upgraded the servers. We had never seen that much traffic before, but we back, so don't worry. And I think that's it. Also, I'll be streaming Underdog drafts every single night till the season starts. Would love to draft with you, and I'll leave a link in the description comment section, live chat, if you wanted to draft with us. And again, if you use code FLOCK, you'll get all our 2025 draft sheets for free. Plus, you are going to be getting a $50 bonus when you play your first $5, which is just crazy. But appreciate y'all, and really hope I get to see you out with the live stream tomorrow night.